Hey guys, it's Rhonda. Welcome back. So today I am making eggplant fries for you all. So enjoy this recipe. Don't forget to watch all the way till the end because I have two different versions of the dipping sauce for this eggplant. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And to everyone in our Facebook group, Vegans of Palm Beach, hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for joining the group. If you're in West Palm and you're a vegan or you're thinking about becoming a vegan, join the group for more resources. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, guys. So I am starting with my eggplant. Give it a good wash. And you want to cut the top part off. Because you want to be able to cut the eggplant and not hurt yourself. Now, you can cut the skin off. That's completely up to you. I've done it with and without the skin, and I prefer them both ways, so it really doesn't matter. It should look like this. Like when you look on the skin should be nice and the inside should be nice. It shouldn't have a ton of brown stuff in it. If it's super brown, that means it's no good. Okay, but the eggplant should have this nice ivory color with the seeds in it. I'm gonna cut it up into little strips to mimic fries. Keep in mind, because the skin is still on, you're gonna have to really cut through the eggplant, and my knife was not the sharpest, so then I had to go back over and just kind of make sure that I cut all of them. All right, so you can cut the strips really tiny to make more like fries, or you can kind of keep them into bigger sizes, then you can call them wedge. But I rather do fries, so I'm just kind of cutting it again where it's kind of really skinny. And not only that, when it's skinny, it's totally easy to cook really quick. So go ahead and cut it up real small. Yeah, it's okay when it's big, but I prefer to have it small. So I can, because I'm not trying to spend forever cooking, right? It's important that you kind of prep and you get into the kitchen and you get going. Remember, cooking have to be fun and not anything to be stressful. That's the perfect size that you want. All right. Guys, this recipe is totally delicious. It is so simple, and you can use this as a side to one of your main dishes, or you can even use this as your full house dinner. It will work just the same. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean off my working area, and then we're gonna keep moving on. All right, let's go. So I am going to get everything ready for me to, it's a process, a little messy, but if you take your time, it doesn't have to be messy, and just it will work out just fine. Just a little bit of extra stuff on your hands, okay? But that's all right. I just use plant-based milk, and then I'm using apple cider vinegar. Guys, that is the quickest way to get buttercream texture and consistency, okay? Apple cider and plant-based milk, the two together, amazing. Buttercream right away. So it's gonna look thick like this, and that's what you need, because you want to be able to soak the eggplant into your buttercream and then be able to continue the process. Okay. All right, one of the things I love to do is I need to spruce up my buttercream, so I'm using, that's white pepper. Okay, totally delicious, because remember, the eggplant is just bland. I'm using onion powder, right? Just go ahead and add it in there. All right, on the top of the onion powder, I'm using garlic powder. Now, you can use whatever spices you have at home, but these are the ones that I have, and these are the ones that I love to use when I'm making my eggplant bites, right? Because I want the flavors, these specific flavors. Now, this spice is, I get it from Aldi's. Onions, and it's a nice spice. You can check out Aldi's for that, and I think it's like less than $3 for it. It's pretty good. All right. That's all my spices in there, y'all. That's all my spices in there. Forgot my salt. All right. Add some salt. Now, if you don't have to, it could be optional, but keep in mind the eggplant is super, super bland. So you do need to put some sort of salt, some sort of spice on it. Okay, now you can put the eggplant to sit in your buttermilk for a few minutes, or maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. That's totally up to you, but I'm not trying to wait that long. I'm just trying to get the ball moving here. So I'm not gonna let it sit, but you can, and that way, once it sits in there, you're getting all of the water is gonna suck up in the eggplant, so all the flavors will then be, sucked up into the eggplant. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just put our eggplants in there while that's sitting in there marinating, I can move on to something else. So go ahead and put them in there. Also, guys, use a bigger container. I am not sure why I'm using this little tiny bowl when I got so many doggone other bowls. So go ahead and use a bigger container, okay? And you want to make sure with a bigger container, you'll be able to make sure that you can get all of the liquids on top. Make sure that you submerge the eggplant into your buttercream. All right, always keep your kitchen clean, keep the area that you're cooking, always keep it clean. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the crust. This is going to be the most critical part to making these eggplants bold, delicious, and eye-popping, eye-catching, that people are going to want to know, well daggone, how did you do that? Right? So I am using Kikkoman. That's the brand. They have this amazing breadcrumbs. I love it. I use it for any type of frying that I have to, where I need a crispy finish. That's what I use. I'm going to use all of the exact same spices on the breadcrumbs. Remember, I told you guys, eggplant, totally bland. So you need to spruce it up. So if you wanted to have more of a hot type of eggplant fries, then this is where you will put some chili peppers in here, or you can put some jerk seasoning in here. This is where you can make everything totally unique. So you can kind of, play on the flavors at this point, but they just have to be dry stuff. All right, let's see. Okay, I totally forgot. Be a minute. I will be right with you. One second. Let's see, where is this? I'm coming, hold on. Alrighty, so I had to get my flour. I'm so sorry, I didn't prepare it ahead of time, my bad. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get the flour ready. I'm using about a half a cup. You can use a third of a cup, but I'm using about half a cup or a cup. Okay. If you don't want to use gluten, you can use something that's gluten-free. Okay. But you just, in order to get that crispiness, you do need to put the eggplant from the liquid into some sort of a flour type texture product, and then that's what's going to cause it to stick onto that for you to be able to fry it. Okay, so same thing with the flour. I'm going to go ahead and spruce it up a little bit. Just put some salt in there, and I'm going to go ahead and put all of the same spices. So when I'm finished frying my eggplant fries, I should really be able to taste all the flavors, okay? Because I'm hitting the flavors in 3 different areas. All right, but once again, it's optional. If you can't be bothered with all this step, just if there's only one step you can do, or one part that you're able to have time to, just do it with the flour. Okay, go ahead and season the flour really well, or the panko crust. Season it really well, okay? All right, let's go ahead and put everything together. Let me just organize myself here. Okay, let me take my cutting board out of the way. All right, this is a little bit better. All right, hold on one sec. Let me just move this over here. All right, okay, cool. All right, I'm ready to go. So, ABC, simple. So I'm gonna try to use one hand for my dry, one for my wet. And sometimes I do get confused, but we'll make it work. So, first, let me go and give my hands a good wash. And then we are going to continue on from there. All right. When I'm doing stuff for my clients or a meal prep, I would use a glove, but since I'm home and this is for my family, I'm just going to wash my hands and I am going to use my hands. That's your best tool. All right. All right, let me put that on the side. Fix my glasses here. All right. I am going to go ahead and just mess with the flour a little bit just to mix all the seasonings in. I'm going to do the same with the panko crust. Mix everything in. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot some salt. How dare me. All right, salt everything up, y'all. Spice everything up, all right? Make it delicious. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to start basting everything. Then I'm going to let it sit for a couple seconds. And then I'm going to put it into the fryer. All right, let's start with the first one. So you're taking it out from the liquid, which is our buttercream. You're going to put it into the flour or your gluten-free type flour if you're not interested in using regular flour. You want to toss it because you want it to be coated really well, because that's the only way that the panko crust is going to stay onto it. And that's the only way you're going to get that crispiness. All right, so you can go from your buttercream to the flour to your buttercream to the panko crust. If you want it super, super crispy, then you can switch it up a little bit. You can go from your buttercream to your flour to your buttercream to your flour to your buttercream to your panko crust. Or you can just keep crisscrossing and until you get, it will be a little, you'll have a lot of panko crust in there, but that's okay. It's when it's fried, it's going to be really delicious. It's going to be even more crispy, right? So that's what I like to do. If I want super crispy, that's how I get super crispy. I keep going back and forth between the flour, the panko crust, and the buttercream. So the more times you kind of dip it in the buttercream and put it back into the flour and stuff, is the more crispier you're going to make your fries. Okay? All right, so same thing, buttercream. I'm putting it into the flour. I'm trying to keep one hand dry, one hand wet, but sometimes that don't always work out. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fry this for about 3 minutes. Or until it's golden brown. Yes. Perfect color. That's the color that you're looking for. I'm going to put a napkin on my plate and I'm just going to put the fries on there just to observe the excess oil. Let it sit on there for about 5 minutes or so. Goody goody. Guys, for the first sauce, I'm using this. This is supposed to be a bold cheddar type cheese. It tastes delicious. I'm gonna put that into the bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this queso. So it's almost like a cheese sauce, but you know, it's plant-based. It's made by Good Foods, really good. I'm gonna pour some of it in there. I'm doing about maybe a half a cup, a third of a cup. I'm gonna pour it in there with that. All right, I love making different sauces for my my meals. So I'm using some original stone ground mustard. I love this mustard, y'all. When you bite into it, it's popping. Like there's little stuff in it that's kind of making like popping sound. I love it. So I don't have any nectar agave, so I'm gonna go ahead and substitute and use a hot chili honey. All right, but before I do that, I'm gonna whisk this really well. All right, because I don't want any lumps or anything in it. You might want to take the cheese out and let it sit at room temperature for a little bit. I took it out of the fridge, so it was kind of still hard. All right, so go ahead and give that a good stir, because you want your dipping sauce to be smooth, not chunky. All right, yes, and I'm gonna go ahead and add this hot chili honey. I got this at Aldi's. Aldi's is one of my go-to places. Hello. to get some of my groceries. But the other, the organic cheese, I got that from Whole Foods. All right, give it a good mix, and here we go. Time for, I'm getting excited. Okay, let me put it in a little container first. So these are my little tiny mason jars. I love using these jars for whenever I have to do any type of sauce or dips. I like to showcase them in these little tiny mason jars. I don't even know where I got these from. Maybe the Walmart, the dollar store? I don't know. Burlington? I don't remember where. But they have come in truly, truly handy. Or you can just use anything you have to just pour this into. All right, so if you want it to be a little bit more runny, then add some milk, some water, any liquid that will kind of stretch it a little bit. Or if you want it thicker, then add less honey. But you do want it to have like a good consistency so that you can dip it, okay? Alrighty. It smells good. It tastes good. I can't wait to get into it. All right. Let's go. I'm so hungry, guys. Like, I always decide to cook when I'm hungry, and I just can't wait for everything to be done. All right, so I'm just going to make sure that it's sitting in there properly. Okay, time to taste. All right, guys, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened to my sound. You want to go ahead and spice up your eggplant. Use whatever spices you have at home. Then I took the eggplant, put it into my food processor, and zap it so it becomes smooth. And then now I'm using some tahini and English cucumbers. I'm going to go ahead and zap that again, add some honey, and voila, that's the sauce right there. So I prefer the first sauce. It has a little bit of a sweet, tangy flavor. This one was a little bit more mellow, very eggplant-like, but I like the first sauce. So comment below which one of the sauce you guys like. All right, thanks for following. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. If you are in Palm Beach, you're a vegan, follow Vegans of Palm Beach. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.